Hi, my name is Pam, and I'm an academic advisor at the Faculty of Arts and Science. I'm so happy you could join me today to talk about Queen's certificates. I'll be covering a lot of information, but I'll also be giving you some places you can look afterwards if you have more questions. Let's start with what a certificate is. It's a mini credential that you can take at the same time as you're working on your degree, or in some cases, they are standalone programs. The certificate is great as it allows you to take courses in a focused subject area that can complement your degree, adding to your skill base and boosting your resume. Some students find they have more than one area of interest, so they can do a major, a minor, and then even add a certificate. It does make for a busy time, but the results can be very rewarding. So how does the Arts and Science certificates work? Most certificates are usually between 12 and 18 units. Of those units, a student can count up to 50% towards your degree and your certificate. This means that the remaining 50% or more can only be counted towards your certificate. As a degree is 120 units, this means that you will need to take more than the 120 units if you want a degree and a certificate. There are some exceptions to the 50% extra units, and we'll talk about a few of them later on. But you can also check the Arts and Science certificate page for all the details. We really encourage students who want to do a certificate to plan ahead so you know how and when you'll be completing the extra courses. The Arts and Science certificates can be found on the academic calendar webpage. The address is listed here. If you look under the Arts and Science tab on the left-hand column, then scroll down to where it says certificates and click there, you'll be able to see a list of all the Arts and Science certificates. You can click on each certificate to see the course requirements and any additional certificate information. Here's a list of Arts and Science certificates. As you can see, the Academic Writing Certificate is for online students only. And the Disability and Physical Activity Certificates requires an application, which is different than the rest of them. I'll go over how to add a certificate shortly. There are 3 certificates that allow you to count all of the units towards your degree and certificate: the Geographic Information Science, Mohawk Language and Culture, and Sexual and Gender Diversity. You'll notice when you take a look at the webpage that the Geographic Information Science certificate has more than the normal 12 to 18 units. But keep in mind that this is one of the certificates that allows all of the units to be double counted. There are also 2 certificates that are outside of Arts and Science that our students can take: a law or a business certificate. The business certificate is on campus and may have some online courses, while the law certificate is completely online. Students can count 6 units in law or commerce courses towards your Arts and Science bachelor's degree. The remaining units will all be counted only towards the law or business certificate. There is a specific way to register for these courses once you pass the 6 units, but that is information that you can be discussed with an advisor once you've decided which certificate you want to work towards. There is some choice as to which courses you take, and you can see more about these certificates on the Smith School of Business webpage or the Faculty of Law webpage. If you decide you want to take both certificates, it's important to know that you can only count 6 units in total for both certificates combined towards your degree. You will need to apply to each faculty for their certificate. We suggest taking a course or 2 first before applying to enroll in the certificate, just to see if you would like the subject as much as you thought you would. If you decide not to add the certificate, the courses can normally be used as electives. If you do like it, then apply for the certificate and continue on taking the courses. So let's take a look at how the units would be double counted, depending on how many units a certificate would require for the Arts and Science certificates. Because remember I said you could double count up to 50%. If the Arts and Science certificate you're interested in is 12 units, then you can double count 6 units towards your degree and certificate, and then would complete 6 units in addition to your degree that would count only towards your certificate. If the certificate you're interested in is 15 units, then you can double count 6 units towards your degree and certificate, and will complete 9 units in addition to your degree towards just your certificate. If the certificate you're interested in is 18 units, then you can double count 9 units towards your degree and certificate, and will complete 9 units in addition to your degree. If you decide you would like to complete more than one certificate, because the certificates are from within arts and science, you can double count credits for each certificate, which remember is different than the business or law certificate, which you can only count 6 units combined as a maximum because they're outside of arts and science. So now that you're interested and have looked at what certificate you want to add, let's talk about how you would add a certificate. Students should wait until they've completed their first year before adding a certificate. Normally, students add the certificate somewhere between second year and up until graduation. If you're unsure if you'll be able to complete the certificate, we encourage you to begin by taking a few of the required certificate courses and use them as electives towards your degree. Then you can make a more informed decision. To add an arts and science certificate, you can email asc.studentservices@queensu.ca. And as I mentioned previously, if you want to add a law or business certificate, you'll need to apply directly to their faculty. So now you've got kind of a gist of how everything's laid out. Let's take a closer look at 4 different arts and science certificates, just so you have an idea what they look like. So here's the first one, the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Design Certificate. It requires 15 units. So that means 6 units being double counted towards your degree and certificate, and 9 units that you would need to complete in addition to your degree requirements. And you can see listed here a number of the courses that are in this certificate. This certificate, which is referred to as ENIN, is offered by the Dance School of Music and Drama in collaboration with 9 different departments. This means it allows you to explore interdisciplinary courses to develop skills in design, marketing, entrepreneurship, and strategic planning. The International Studies Certificate is offered through the International Programs Office. This is a really interesting certificate, as students again complete 15 units, but they're broken down into 6 study abroad units, 6 cross-cultural units, and 3 language acquisition units. Students for this certificate must participate in a formal exchange program, departmental study abroad, or study term at the Bader College in England. So the third certificate we're going to talk about is the Employment Relations Certificate. This one is also 15 units, meaning again, 6 units are double counted and 9 units are in addition to your degree. This certificate is very complimentary if you intend on going into a business industry after graduation. It helps prepare you for careers in human resources and labor relations. If you discover during the certificate that you really like employment relations, it's good to know that it can be taken as a minor or even as a general degree. The final certificate I want us to look at is the Disability and Physical Activity. This certificate, again, is 15 units. It's a bit different than the other arts and science certificates in that you have to apply for it. It is competitive to get into it. You'll need a minimum GPA of 2.7 and be level 2 to apply. There is a placement component in this certificate which has additional requirements. You'll need to have your standard first aid, CPR, and vulnerable persons criminal records check done. And the applications for this certificate are in May during planned change time only. They don't accept students during the year outside of the planned change window. So there are a good number of other certificates that may be of interest to you. And while I've only had time to briefly review 4 of them, the other certificates may be of more interest. I suggest you take a look at all of the offerings in the academic calendar webpage. If you decide you want to add a certificate, make sure to plan ahead, as you'll need to figure out how and when you're taking the additional courses. It is a good idea to make an appointment with an academic advisor to discuss your interest in a certificate and work with them on coming up with a plan. Please remember that we're here to help. All you need to do is reach out to us and ask. If you are attending Majors Night, there's an academic advising booth set up. We invite you to stop on by and ask the advisors any questions you may have, or you can ask your questions at the department booths. Don't forget to visit our webpage. You can also email your questions to us at asc.advising@queensu.ca or call our office during regular business hours at 613-533-2470. I hope this information was helpful and you now have a bit better understanding of the certificate options that are available to you. Thank you for joining me today. Take care. It was great having a chat with you.